Welcome to Beyond Sunday at Seymour Heights, a podcast created to go beyond the Sunday service experience, exploring some of the deeper questions of our faith and offering additional content from behind the scenes and from the cutting room floor. I'm your host for the day, Erica Stricklen, and I have with me Kaylee Penwell. Kaylee is a member of our church who is leading the new Single Moms Study. Welcome, Kaylee.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Kaylee, we've known each other for a while. We're not going to say how many years. We're just going to let that slide. But a lot of people watching Beyond Sunday might not know you or know how you got to Seymour Heights. So can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Yes. I am Kaylee Penwell, as you said, and I have 3 really cool kids, Ethan, Audrey, and Brennan.
I can attest to that.
Yes. And I have been in the Seymour area for, we're not going to say how many years as well, but since college. And I ended up in retail, so I just kind of pulled myself away from church. Mm-hmm. And the lie I told myself was, it's retail, I have to work Sundays. Mm-hmm. But I definitely pulled myself away. And once I ended up in a much better position, I ended up back here in Seymour, and coming to Seymour Heights was an easy decision to make. We needed a place to plug the kids in, and they had, when I did have free time, this is where we came. They loved it here, and seeing their joy here, it was an easy decision.
But your history in retail, I remember when we first started the Thursday night service, was about the same time you got this job that was a little more stable Monday through Friday, and you're like, I would have loved this. This is great that we're doing it.
Absolutely, yes. It would have been very ideal for us. Sometimes I wonder if I still would have made an excuse. Yeah. But once my heart decided it needed to come back, that's when I know something like Thursday night service would have been perfect for our family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You were one of the first ones to be like, yes, this is great. Yes. I love it. Tell me a little bit about you went to college for teaching and then children's ministry, and now what do you do?
I work in the financial industry now, way different than anything I ever thought I would get into. I am on the administrative side of it, but I love every second of it. We get to know our clients on a very personal basis. I have opportunities to pray with clients, which is not something I ever thought was possible. Sometimes they just call in because they're having a bad day and need somebody to talk to, and they know I'm going to be on the other side of the line, and it's been a wonderful experience. Not something I expected to be a ministry in a way.
Absolutely.
But God surprises us all the time, so He can use everything. And I didn't think about it, but I love it. I love that I get to spend time talking with my clients, learning about their lives, their history, and then, of course, helping them on the financial side.
Right.
But that's only part of my job. It's mostly my boss's job. I get to
build relationships.
Yes, and it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
I mean, we're all called to be ministers, so the fact that you're doing that out in the financial industry and able to minister to others is really cool.
And it came very softly. Like, I didn't expect it. It started just with a client asking if they could pray with me over something. And the lights, just finally went off. Yes, this is something I can do. This is part of the job. Full financial planning is what we offer, and that includes your spiritual life.
Yes.
So,
hey, it's a big part of it.
Yes.
So you have 3 wonderful children. Mm-hmm. Tell us just a little bit about them.
Ethan. Ethan is 12, and he is the sweetest kid. Even going through having the family split and everything, I don't think it's affected him the way it affects most kids. He is just a very happy spirit. If anyone wants to get him talking about something, talk about Marvel or Legos, and you will have his attention forever. Audrey is 10 and a little spitfire. She will say what's on her mind at any moment. She has no fear of what others will think of what she says. She seems shy at first, but
once you get her talking.
Yeah, you can't stop her. She gets that from someone.
I don't know who.
Yeah. Brennan is 9, and he is something.
Those youngest ones.
Yes.
Yep. I can say that because I'm a youngest too, so it's fine.
I am as well.
There we go.
Anyone who's met Brennan, you remember him. He's a lot, but a lot in a good way.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything to get him talking. Just look at him. So,
yeah. It's true.
Yes.
So with the kids, you said seeing their joy here, there was just no question in your mind. Have you found through all of the things that you've been through over the past couple years and since college, have you found support and encouragement here at Seymour Heights?
I have a couple friends that I do talk to on the regular basis that I've met through here, and life would be very different without them. So I do enjoy leaning on them. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
So one question that we ask all of our guests is, what are you studying in Scripture?
Right now, I'm diving in for the first time, other than requirements in college, into Proverbs.
Ooh.
Because I struggle with anything even remotely poetic. So I've always avoided it because it hasn't made sense, and I'm not very far in because it's taking a lot of study. And it's a lot for my brain to wrap around, but it's been good so far. And then with the kids, we are studying Mark, and that has been a very eye-opening experience. Going through the Gospels with your children is a lot different than going through them on your own. And I see Brennan questioning areas days after we've read about it. And, speaking about the mustard seed. He's like, so if we show someone kindness now, that could spark something in them to start a conversation later. And his little mind, the way it works, is incredible.
Yeah. And
just watching him recollect what we've talked about days ago is incredible to me. We did just finish chapter 5, where the legion of demons left the man.
Oh, yeah.
So that's been some fun conversations.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. So apparently I just blocked that out of my mind that that was coming. But, yep, it's been fun. So we've been having some good conversations. And
studying Jesus with kids always is like, man, Jesus knew what he was talking about when he said have faith like one of these little ones, because it's amazing what their brains do. And
what blew my mind is both boys realized Jesus didn't really say anything in that passage. He just was. He gave permission for the legion to leave the man and go into the pigs. But they recognized him and came to him and asked him, can we go into the pigs?
We know what you're about to do. Can we?
And Jesus just gave permission for it. And Ethan's just like, but he didn't do anything, and he just was there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how powerful he is.
Yes.
They recognized him from far off and came running to him.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
And up until that point, we had the discussion where everywhere else in Mark so far where we've seen demons, they recognize Jesus first.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, in a way, some of the proof of who Jesus was.
Yes.
And it's been wonderful watching my children make these connections and seeing it through their eyes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So your main ministry every day is mom to these wonderful kids, and you do that with a support system, but on your own. And so you have established this desire, and tonight, kicking off, but when we finish this, you're starting the single mom study. So tell us a little bit about that and what you would say to another single mom who's on the fence about coming, or who you think should give the single mom study a try.
I just want, first off, the study we're doing is called, it left me. Sorry. Made for More.
Made for More, yeah.
Thank you. By Michelle Donnelly. And it is very much just showing how, even though we're not where we want to be, we oftentimes don't necessarily know how we got here. And just seeing that this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
But here in this moment, what can we do? What can we expect? Not expect, that's not what I meant. What can we, how can we flourish in this current state? And it really dives into leaning in on your faith. Divorce, it's not good. There's a reason why. There's all the negative contexts towards it. There's a reason why they're there. And a lot of times you feel like a failure. And when you feel like a failure, you kind of feel embarrassed in other aspects of your life. Back when I said I was making excuses about not going to church, embarrassment was one of them. My previous home church, I was there they saw me for everything. They supported me through college. They were there for my marriage. I was on staff there after graduation. They were there for all my kids' births. And I did not want to show my face there because you feel like a failure. And it's not like I just failed my marriage. I felt like I failed them. I felt like I failed my kids. And you carry that in a lot of places. I have a strong tendency to come at stuff with dark humor.
Yeah.
And all that does really is sometimes feed bitterness. And I've had to back away from that as much as I can. And Michelle Donnelly, in the book we're going to be studying, she does also have a podcast. She recently changed the name of it, so I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But listening to her story and how she broke down through the similar feelings and how she crawled her way back to her faith, and that it was mostly Jesus just pulling her back. She has said many times it felt like she was crawling, but really he was pulling.
Yeah.
And that's just, I lost my train of thought, but that's just.
You want that healing and that community for other moms.
Very much
this
so.
Journey.
And this group is not a place to feel ashamed. We are all in the same place. No matter how we became single mothers, there's many ways we may have come to this spot in our life, but I don't think any of us were ever little girls saying, you know what I want to be?
Yeah.
Single mom. Yeah. I don't think any of us were doing that.
Right.
So we all do have some loss that we are grieving and wreckage we have to dig through.
Right.
And we're going to come into this group in different places. So it doesn't matter whether you've recently come into this situation in life or you've been a single mom for 18, 19 years. Like, it doesn't matter what your time frame is. We can all lean on each other and just understand what each other's going through and support each other through it and lift each other up.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for y'all to get together and have that community and let Christ work in you guys and in that redeeming situation. So thank you for leading this. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm excited.
Thank you for joining us, for sharing. Do you have any final thoughts before we close?
If you're thinking about joining our group, we would love to have you.
And that's Thursday nights,
Yes.
6:30. They meet in the adult education wing here at the church. There is childcare provided. And so I hope that if you're a single mom in our audience today, that you check it out.
Yes.
So as we wrap up, remember, change can start with little moments where we can practice our faith and grow in our relationship with the Lord every day. We look forward to seeing you all at church soon, and we will catch you next time.